11 marks, pounded the ball from the centre countless times and had possession on 19 occasions. His reward was the honour of leading Carlton to the premiership and later accepting the cup from the Governor of Victoria and the patron of the Victorian Football League, Sir Henry Winnicky. Mike was judged best player in the grand final by our World of Sport panel, and today on World of Sport he speaks with Bob Davis.
Well, Michael, I think that all the adulation that has come to you is well deserved, but possibly the best thing that has come out of it is that you've shown young footballers that adaptability and versatility is the biggest key in football, because you've overcome the line with your size, you've cut down the giants, and you've been able to direct the ball for your team from the centre of the ground. How have you been able to do that?
Well, it took a long time to cope with the line. I think I spent most of last year, for a start, worried about it and finding chaps like Blake very difficult to play, and decided, I guess I shouldn't give too much away, but I really decided that you really had to go back a long way. Watching the way Mark Lee handled it, you had to go back a long way and get a big run and really try and get off the ground. The only thing a lighter player's got really is his spring. And
well, is the body positioning, is that all important too?
That's very important as well, yes.
And of course a complete disregard of your own lack of being hurt when you're going into the ball, let's put it that way.
Yes, I think that's the difficulty with the line, is that the collisions are pretty, if you do miss time or get underneath it, then the collisions are pretty painful.
All right, now David Parkin has spoken at length on your tremendous leadership and your improvement, and you're playing with the broken bone in your hand and the pain. Has it taken you a long time to really gather that up, that improvement?
I don't know what you mean.
Well, to get to the stage where you are a genuine leader in the club, well, put it that way.
I think it took a long time to work out exactly what David wanted, and a tremendous chap to work for, really, because he's got two things going for him. I mean, one is his incredible knowledge of football, but the other thing is he's a man of tremendous integrity, and it was then really, I decided very early on that I really wanted to play for him, and then it was just a matter of trying to do exactly what he wanted, and I think it took me about half the season to work that out.
Well, your own attitude has become more of a belligerent attitude, or it appears that way on the field, because when you first came across from Western Australia, I think that most people were inclined to think that you were, a very skilled technical player, but perhaps didn't appreciate getting into the hard part of the football. But now, it is a genuine part of your game.
Yes, that's probably true. I don't think I was a particularly aggressive player early on, particularly early on in VFL football. I think I found the size of the players and the pace a bit hard to handle early on.
Well, now, in '79 you won the premiership under Jazza, and this year, of course, under David. Is there a tremendous difference in the coaching techniques of the two? Oh,
there's a tremendous difference. Jezza was very much a chap that had been in the club for a very long time, knew all the players very well, and really, I think, traded off that to a large extent. He had, tremendous rapport and friendship with the players, and that was the way that worked. David's come in from outside and has really had to do it totally on what he knows and his personality, I think.
Well, the comparison between the two sides themselves, the actual player content of the two sides, what do you feel of that?
I think this side's possibly slightly better. I think in both cases the commitment was enormous, but
yes.
I think probably the addition of Bazasto and Hunter and Wells to the side have really made it a better side, and we've also got chaps like, say, Des English, who have come up and improved the side a bit, I think, on the '79 side.
Well, a lot of has been spoken about the 21-point lead that Collingwood had. Did you ever feel that the game had slipped from you at all?
Yes, I did. I thought just before time on the third quarter, I thought we were in a lot of trouble, and I think something that hasn't been said was that David is usually very negative at three-quarter. After a bad quarter, usually fairly negative, and unusually he came out and said, no one in the ground really believes you can win this except myself and a couple of other people here. We think we can do it, and just asked us the old brassy thing, go out and take a few risks, and worked.
Well, you certainly had a good talk with David before, as Lewis is here, before the game, about the win content, Michael.
So I was very careful with that.
You were very careful with that. And also, I noticed that the ruck at the start of the game was very important for you, that you were able to get straight and get the first knock. Is that really essential for a ruckman?
I think it's very important to get your timing early on, particularly with the line.
Right.
You've got to really get the first jump and try and get it right.
Well, congratulations once again for moving it well to sport, Michael, and a great game.
Well.